Living with diabetes is challenging enough, but when it comes to alcohol, things can get even more confusing. You may have heard the research that says moderate alcohol can be beneficial, but you definitely don't want to overdo it. So today we're exploring the ins and outs of alcohol and diabetes, special points that diabetics or pre-diabetics should be aware of, maximum limits, and tips for if you do choose to drink alcohol. Plus, we'll show you how to get 3 free resources to help you fight diabetes. Okay, let's go. First of all, it's crucial to understand how alcohol affects your gut microbiome. This complex ecosystem is full of good bacteria that help you to digest food, absorb nutrients, and keep your organs working properly. Now, we all know about using alcohol to clean surfaces because it kills bacteria. Well, it does the same in your gut, killing the good bacteria that keep your body functioning properly. In the 2020s, it's been described as the decade of the gut microbiome because scientists are making huge advances in understanding how the gut microbiome works and all the implications for immunity, brain health, and, you guessed it, diabetes. When alcohol throws off the balance of good bacteria, it exacerbates blood sugar fluctuations and insulin resistance. Moreover, an imbalanced microbiome can lead to inflammation, further complicating diabetes and increasing the risk of further problems like heart and liver dysfunction. Later in this video, we'll delve into foods that can bolster your gut microbiome, potentially helping to mitigate some of alcohol's adverse effects. But before we get to that, people with diabetes or prediabetes tend to have high levels of the enzyme CYP2E1. This enzyme is part of the liver's system for breaking down alcohol. Because people with diabetes have higher levels of CYP2E1, drinking alcohol can lead to more stress on the liver, making it susceptible to damage. This is a big deal because researchers estimate that over 50% of people already have liver damage by the time they're diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Adding alcohol to the mix can make things much worse, accelerating fatty liver disease and cirrhosis. The pancreas also takes a hit from alcohol. It can mess with how the pancreas works, making it harder to produce insulin, further complicating blood sugar management. Beyond these unique mechanisms, you can't avoid the fact that alcohol contains sugar, thus careful consideration must be given. Beer and wine contain natural sugars. Beer, especially heavier craft beers, can be high in carbs, meaning they'll likely cause greater blood sugar spikes. Wine, on the other hand, generally has a lower carb content, but sweet dessert wines pack a sugary punch that can also send glucose levels soaring. Distilled spirits like vodka, gin, and whiskey contain virtually no carbs in their own, but it's the mixers that can cause the trouble. While we're not advocating that anyone goes out and drinks alcohol, if you are going to, a little thought, planning, and creativity can go a long way. For example, vodka soda with a squeeze of lemon is a far better choice than vodka with cola or a cocktail laden with sugary syrup. Stepping outside the box with hibiscus tea is an excellent drink for diabetics. You might like to infuse your drink with chilled hibiscus tea, a zero sugar base that pairs wonderfully with vodka and a splash of sparkling water. Studies show that hibiscus tea has significant benefits for reducing insulin resistance, high blood pressure, reducing inflammation, and weight loss. In essence, if you're going to enjoy an alcoholic beverage, it pays to think beyond the conventional drink menu, considering what options will give you most bang for buck in terms of taste you'll enjoy while also reducing the blood sugar damage. Before we dive into consumption guidelines and tips, it's essential that you don't take what you see in this or any video as medical advice. Consult with your healthcare provider as they can give you advice that's appropriate for you, particularly if you're on medication. Medications like sulfonylureas and meglinotides, which increase insulin production, can interact dangerously with alcohol, potentially causing hypoglycemia. Metformin, another common diabetes medication, when mixed with excessive alcohol, can risk lactic acidosis. Insulin users should also tread cautiously, as alcohol can unpredictably affect blood sugar levels. So, how much is okay? Well, of course, we can't give a definitive answer on that. A lot depends on your personal circumstances, your body, and any medications. But we can discuss the general guidelines, as well as important research on why your drinking patterns also matter. Official guidelines suggest that men limit their intake to no more than 2 units a day, and women to 1 unit a day. But what does this actually look like? In American terms, 1 unit translates to a 12-ounce bottle of 5% beer, a 5-ounce glass of 12% wine, or 1.5 ounces of 40% distilled spirits. For the rest of the world, that's 355 milliliters of standard beer, 90 milliliters of wine, or 25 milliliters of spirits. Likewise, your patterns of alcohol consumption are important too. A breakthrough study from University of Rochester Medicine looked at the effects of different patterns of alcohol consumption on mice, finding that binge drinking had far worse effects than regular moderate consumption. One group of mice received the equivalent of 2 drinks per day, 7 days a week, while the weekend binge drinking mice received 7 drinks per day for 2 days of the week, replicating daily versus weekend binging drinking habits. And you guessed it, drinking heavily twice a week led to significantly worse vascular disease. So be mindful of how much you drink in one sitting, as well as overall intake. This reinforces similar findings in observational studies on binge drinking and disease. Next, let's look into some tips to help you stay on the right track, and foods to boost your microbiome, which are extremely beneficial whether you drink or not. But first, how about those free gifts? Discover the ultimate foods for your shopping list with our free PDF book, 10 Incredible Foods That Reduce Blood Sugar. Plus, you'll discover the real reason why type 2 diabetes, obesity, and heart disease are increasing at an alarming rate. And find out what really works when it comes to preventing these illnesses by watching our free diabetes fighting documentary. Plus, get a free recipe book, Amazing Alternatives to Rice, Pasta, and Bread, which contains over 50 delicious and easy-to-prepare recipes that the whole family will love. These gifts are free and waiting for you to grab them in the description box below, or visit us at diabeticstalk.com. Now, back to our tips to help you stay on track. Number 1, never drink on an empty stomach. If you're going to have a drink, make sure you eat first. Eating beforehand helps to avoid sudden blood sugar spikes and drops, giving your body a better chance to handle the alcohol. Opt for foods that are rich in protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs. Think grilled chicken, salmon, quinoa, avocado, beans, and vegetables. These not only slow down alcohol absorption, but also help in maintaining more stable blood sugar levels. Number 2, ensure adequate intake of B vitamins and folate. Alcohol can deplete essential nutrients, particularly B vitamins and folate. These are crucial for energy metabolism, nerve function, and the production of red blood cells. To counteract this, eating plenty of foods rich in B vitamins and folate is vital. This doesn't have to be right before drinking, but more of a general shopping list tick box. Good sources include leafy greens such as spinach and kale, legumes, and nuts. Eat plenty of these throughout the week. For B12, animal-based foods are the main source. We're talking meat, liver, seafood, eggs, and dairy products. Plant-based sources are less common, but include fortified plant milks, nutritional yeast, marmite, and mushrooms. Getting your B12 levels right can make a big difference for energy and preventing nerve damage, a common and serious problem with diabetes. If you're vegan or vegetarian, you might want to get your B12 levels checked. Ask your healthcare provider for a blood panel test for vitamin deficiencies, and they'll help you decide whether supplementation is a good idea. Number 3, monitor blood in your glucose. The effects of alcohol on blood sugar can be unpredictable, and it's crucial to understand how your body responds. Regular monitoring allows for better control and management of blood glucose levels, reducing the risk of both hyperglycemia and hypoglycemia. It helps you learn how your body responds to different types of alcohol, so you can make informed decisions about what you drink and how. Next, alcohol has a diuretic effect, leading to dehydration, so drinking plenty of water is key. A smart strategy is to alternate between your alcoholic beverages and water. Even better, electrolyte drinks or coconut water can be good ideas, as they replenish your body with sodium, potassium, and magnesium, which you lose alongside fluids when alcohol's diuretic effect kicks in. These electrolytes play crucial roles in maintaining your body's fluid balance and ensuring proper muscle and nerve function. So for a night out or a casual drink, think hydration plus electrolytes for a smoother recovery. Next, be sure to feed your gut microbiome with probiotic and prebiotic foods. Probiotics and prebiotics? That's right, you'll likely eat plenty of prebiotics already, but it's good to be sure they feature regularly in your normal diet. Prebiotics feed the beneficial bacteria already living in your gut. Beans and legumes are great prebiotics, rich in resistant starch and fibers that serve as food for beneficial gut bacteria. Green bananas are another good option and are better for diabetics than completely ripe ones because of their low sugar content. Garlic, onion, leeks, asparagus, and artichokes contain inulin and fructooligosaccharides, potent prebiotics that promote gut health in multiple ways. Then we have our probiotics. These are the actual live beneficial bacteria found in fermented foods. With probiotics, we're actually transferring the bacteria into our bodies rather than feeding the bacteria already there. Unsweetened yogurt is a staple probiotic. Look for labels that say contains live cultures or list specific bacteria strains such as Lactobacillus, Acidophilus, Lactobacillus casei, or Bifidobacterium bifidum. Kefir is a fermented milk drink, similar to yogurt but with a broader range of good bacteria. Then we have the traditional German and Korean fermented vegetables like sauerkraut or kimchi, made with nutrient-dense fermented cabbage, radishes, carrots, garlic, ginger, and chilies. Japanese fermented soybean products provide significant probiotic benefit, especially miso soup, tempeh, and natto. And of course, kombucha is a fermented tea taking the world by storm. Just watch out for the added sugar. And remember, anything else you can do to keep your blood sugar under control is going to help. So watch our video on how to reduce blood sugar naturally in 1 week. Or you might like 11 drinks that lower blood sugar naturally. We'll link them in the description box or click the images on the screen. If you found this useful, click the like button, subscribe to stay up to date with our new videos, and visit us at diabeticstalk.com for your free diabetes fighting resources.